Hello, everyone. So today I wanted to share a little bit about my manifestation process. And I am very much still a student in this school of the art of manifestation. And that is actually the title of a course by Regan Hillier that I've been taking for the last few months. It's really been challenging for me because I've been on this path for quite a while, and I was surprised at how much her exercises, her soul work, and her activations brought up for me. So I just want to share a few things that I've learned that I think are really powerful, and I definitely recommend her program to anyone who's watching. The first is that manifestation is so much linked to our mindset. And I remember the very first time I was introduced to this idea, I was sitting in this group and this woman was talking about how we have to really be careful that we're not putting too much energy into what we don't want, because the universe will be confused and think that's what we do want and give us more of it. And at the time, I really didn't want to do any more assistant teaching. I was like, oh, I'm just so tired of being a teaching assistant at these universities, and I really wanted to break and do something different. And I realized that my mind was full of these thoughts that I didn't want to be an assistant teacher. And so the universe just kept bringing more and more and more to me. So there is a very powerful sense to this idea that what we think is what creates our reality. And so we have this phrase, the law of attraction, and that was really popularized by the movie The Secret. And I remember one of my most eminent spiritual teachers, Acharya Shunya. I remember when The Secret came out and I was studying with her and she was sharing some of the wisdom of that and how it directly connects to the wisdom of the traditions of the Vedas, including yoga, Ayurveda, and Vedanta, the non-dual tradition, advaitavedanta, the mystical tradition and sort of mother tradition that highlights the non-dual vision of reality. So, law of attraction. We have to really be careful with what thoughts are coming through our mind. And this is something that many of us are already familiar with. And Regan Hillier would even say 80% mindset. So 80% mindset, meaning that 80% of the manifestation process is about what is contained in our mind. Okay? So the next tip that I want to share takes us a little deeper. And this is what I began to come into sort of some blockages on my own path, is the law of resonance. So the law of resonance is this idea that we don't get what we want, even if we're thinking about it all the time and really trying to cultivate this positive mindset. We don't always get what we want, but we get who we are. And the law of resonance is also, in a way, very much, I would say, linked to the law of karma. Because our karma isn't necessarily good or bad. Our karma are just the vibrations that we come into this world with. And so there's a lot of layers in our being. We have a physical layer, we have a food, breath layer, we have an emotional and mental layer, and then we have our higher wisdom layer and our spiritual layer. So we have all these layers to our being. And there's so many sort of, as Regan Hillier would say, sort of codes and certain geometrical shapes that are encoded in our energetic field. And so we are so vastly and profoundly powerful beings. And so in what is in our energetic field in its totality literally has the power to create our reality, even in a deeper way than the idea of the law of attraction. So the law of resonance is super, super important to keep in mind, because at the end of the day, if you're running up against roadblocks, so for me, I'd manifest a lot of beautiful things in my life, and they were all very aligned with my heart and my soul. And there were things that I felt like I wasn't as easily manifesting, and I was kind of hitting roadblocks. And one of those was with wealth and abundance. And so I thought, okay, I need to go deeper. And then I came across Reagan Hillier, and I was like, okay, I knew right when I heard her first talk, this woman can take me deeper and help me, recalibrate my energetic field. So the law of resonance. And then the third thing that I really want to share is that we often talk about mindset, and definitely, as I said, Reagan Hillier says, 80% is mindset. But I also want to invite you to this idea of, we want to also um, not only have the right mindset, but also the right heart set. And the way she talks about this is that we want to manifest things that are deeply aligned with our unique soul. This is so important, and I've discovered this on my own path, that we really need to stay true to ourselves. And how do we stay true to ourselves? That involves us going very much deep into our essence to see what we really want to manifest. Because if we're, have a mindset, well, I want to manifest, 5 homes in different continents, which is beautiful, by the way, and I'd be so down with that. But maybe that's not aligned with your deep soul essence. And maybe there's a bigger vision that you have that's more about service. And it may be that when you put your full heart into your service manifestation, that the other manifestations may just come along with it. But at the end of the day, in order to really align in this more deeper, resonant way, we have to feel it deep within our heart. We have to really feel that it's part of our soul's path to walk the journey of the manifestations that we're putting forth, that we want to bring into our 3D reality. Because what we need to remember is that at the end of the day, that's what we're doing here in this 3D reality, is we're trying to manifest something that may already exist in another reality. And I think that's my final tip, is that remember, we are multidimensional beings, and it just may be that you're living in this other dimension and you've manifested all these things already, and you can escape there like that, travel there, imagine it in your mind, bring it into your heart, and if you feel it deep in your being, then that's a very powerful way to help you in your process of manifestation. So I wanted to share these things with you, and I'll continue to do so because I'm still learning so much, and it's a very exciting learning journey. I've been studying Ayurveda, Yoga, Vedanta for over a couple decades, and these traditions have helped nourish my soul and have helped heal me on so many levels, and have helped me shift my identity so that I really see the world through a more mystic lens, a lens of non-duality, where no one is unequivocally away from God or good. And that is a beautiful way to see the world. And I have found that it has nourished me and brought so many riches and blessings into my life. So much love and peace to you. I hope you find this helpful. And please leave a comment, or you can email me at the email that you see. And I also have some meditations down there that you might also enjoy. And one is especially about manifesting freedom for all, manifesting more love in our life. And so take a look at those. Om peace.